Good morning. It's July 5th here in Cypress, Texas. The, so I get it this morning and I'm reading my scriptures, chapter 32 of Genesis, Psalms, and Matthew. And the verse that popped out at me was Psalms 32, verse 7. You are a hiding place for me. You preserve me from trouble and surround me with shouts of deliverance. That's amazing. Okay. So that's from David, and he's addressing God, right? And this is what God does for him. Okay. And this could be at the time he said he's hidden a couple times. Once against Saul, in the very beginning. Once against Aslab, his son, and another time he against his people, who had basically taken over his kingdom while he was hiding. He hidden. He actually stayed with the Philistines. You don't hear that talked about too much. The Philistines and the Jews had a really, interesting relationship. In before the captivity in Egypt, there was a covenant. What's the name of the king of the Philistines? And Isaac, that they would help each other out, and whoever broke that covenant, whichever people broke that covenant would be cursed. What do you about that? And it got broken right after the Exodus. So this is when this could have been, is when he was hiding one of those times. Okay, so what I'm thinking when I'm reading that, I'm thinking about the outreach guys, at this house is that for them. It's a hiding place. Oh my God. I mean, these guys they may have warrants for tickets that aren't paid. I'm sure they do. And then they, they don't have valid driver's licenses, some of them. They don't have bank accounts, a lot of them. They don't have transportation. So this is so here I am, because I've been through all of this. All right. And oh my gosh. So they got, let's get home, Rabbi Tim in the house, and he's teaching the mitzvahs, and which is pretty fascinating, how things all change when you understand the meaning of the words. And what I love about what he says is you can't just be all wrapped up in spirituality. You gotta put works behind it. You gotta actually take action. And I'm like, I get so much resistance for that, you know, and the and now he's talking about um, uh, it's what I was, how to get through SEAL training. Focus on the space between the top of your head and the bottom of your feet, making sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing when you're supposed to be doing, and everything will be okay. Okay, and that's what he's talking about. You gotta, he's talking about the whole process of less of yourself, less of your own ego, and more of Christ through His Word. All right, you get it inside of you. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 2.5 years, well, for longer than that, but really pouring on the last 2.5 years with reading all these, the same chapter of Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs, and now I'm into Matthew, and reading it every day. And I don't get it memorized, right? But I have a greater understanding, and now I'm understanding the meanings of these words, and what it's all representing. It's like a different language when you understand the words. It's like God language. The story that you thought you knew, when you really understand the meanings of the words, it's a different story, and it's telling about Jesus. It's amazing. And it's like, how can you deny it? That's another, like, what is going on with that? The my last night, at my vehicle, the automatic, thing in my key that unlocks the car don't work no more. And then also, like, my interior dash lights stay on, but they'll shut off after a certain amount of time, so they're not draining my battery too much, But it's like when I open the door, it's like the lights are staying on, but they don't shut all the way off when I take the key out, which I got to take to the dealership now, and it cost me way more money than I want to pay. I hate dealerships. They rip you off. Anyway, so what am I getting out of this? I got the ability. I have the ability and the know-how to get these guys functional. Okay. And not just the guys at this house. Those other guys, they got similar issues. All right. And it goes back to, oh my goodness, have an impact in people's lives. All right. I'm supposed to be doing this for these veterans and ex-felons that are coming through the Falconer Initiative program. But I got my own little petri dish of guys who need this kind of stuff done. And I need to start the process. And it's not easy, man. It is not easy to have an income when you can't drive. It's not easy to generate income enough when you don't have a car and get a job that'll pay you enough to be able to save up for a car or even get a loan for a car. All right, it's not easy. None of this is easy, man. It's freaking hard, and you got to put some significant effort into it, or you're gonna be stuck. And if you don't have anybody helping you, it's hard to figure it out for yourself. It's hard when you got somebody who's been through it before and kind of knows how to navigate. All right, it's still hard. It's way harder than going out looking for somebody who's got a little wherewithal that you can start something with. But I can't in good conscience neglect these guys who really need the help. Have a good day.